Hi guys, this is Soulazy and welcome back to the Infinite Me series. This is the third episode of the series and it's a series where we talk about how life and luck really work. If you haven't seen the first two episodes, I strongly suggest you watch those first. However, if you prefer to learn things in a non-linear fashion and you want to jump into this episode first, that's also completely up to you. This particular episode is about the science of luck. It's actually one of the main episodes of the series, where we talk about how luck really works. Now, a lot of people believe that luck is something predetermined, given to us. We have our destiny. And there are some that believe that we have choice, that luck is actually something we create. So I tend to be in the second category, where I believe we can create our own luck. And I'm going to discuss in this episode exactly how. So let's get to it. Now, to understand the science of luck, we need to understand our system as a human being. And when I say our system, I mean mind, body, and soul. So, best analogy would be to look at a computer. If you wanted a computer to perform better, then you would look at the parts, the components of the computer, and decide which one you need to upgrade or change or fix, right? For example, if you needed more storage in a computer, you'd buy a bigger hard drive, Or if you wanted to connect to the internet, then you'd need a modem to connect to the internet. If you wanted to see data from the computer, then you'd need a monitor, a display. If you wanted to input stuff, you'd probably need a keyboard or a mouse or something like that. So the same way, we have our system. And for simplicity's sake, we're just going to call it mind, body, and soul today. And so let's explore our system, understand how it works, and then look at how we can make it perform better. Mind, body, and soul. So in the previous episode, we discussed the mind and the heart. In this episode, we're calling the emotional heart the soul. At this point, let's just assume that your emotional heart and your soul is the same thing. Just for simplicity's sake, you'll see where I'm going with this. So the mind. What is in our mind? We discussed that the mind is the center of thoughts. Where do our thoughts come from? Our thoughts come from our beliefs. So I'm going to write that here. We have beliefs and thoughts. And our soul is the center of emotions, the heart, the emotional heart, the center of emotions. We discussed this in episode 2, that you're feeling a lot of emotions about different things, and so the collection of all your emotions form your vibes. And when people meet you, especially sensitive ones, they can sense your vibe, they can sense your mood, they can sense your intention. And so you're always connecting with people, even though you're silent, even though you're not saying anything. And that's your vibrations. If you want to know more about this, you can go back to the last episode and watch the mind and the heart video. Next thing is the body. So in the body, we have number 1 is our senses. And besides our senses, we also have body chemistry, our hormones, and all the chemicals that are flowing. And then we have our biology, our organs, and so we'll discuss a bit about this as well. Now, all these things, beliefs, thoughts, emotions, vibrations, senses, chemistry, biology, are all interconnected. And this is our system. And in order to be able to manage our luck, in order to be able to manage our magnet, we need to be aware of this system, and we need to be able to manage it as much as possible. Round the clock, 24/7. When people say mindfulness, they don't mean managing just thoughts. They mean managing the whole system. Being aware of everything there is inside of you, right? many more layers than what we have on the board, but these are the main ones. This is what we need to discuss the science of luck and to understand how to create better luck, how to make the system perform better. So let's use an example to understand how the system works. Imagine, for example, that I am a very busy man and I believe that time is money and that I'm always short of time. So I hardly get enough time to sleep. I don't sleep enough, that's a belief. And that if I have just 15 extra minutes to sleep every day, I would be so blessed and I would feel so abundant and so rich because time is money. And I also have a belief that because I'm a responsible guy, I don't like being late. Because if I'm late, then I set a bad example, then my boss will scold me, then I'll get a bad performance review at work. It won't be, I won't be seen as someone professional. I don't like being late. I like being on time. So imagine, for example, that I went to sleep one night and I woke up in the morning without my alarm, and then I see it's already bright and I'm like, oh my God, am I late? Right? My first thought is, am I late? I don't like being late. Where's my alarm? And then it pushes my body to grab my phone, look for my phone, grab it, check the time, and I suddenly see that I'm actually early, that I do have 15 minutes to sleep in. And immediately that moment, I would feel like the richest man on the planet because I have extra time that I rarely ever have. And it's an illusion, right? It's only in my mind. But suddenly, I feel this amazing abundance. And I'm like, oh my God, I have 15 extra minutes. Immediately, I fall back to sleep because my body chemistry changes that moment. And it allows me to fall back into this very peaceful sleep. And I'm enjoying my sleep. Next thing you know, I wake up and I'm 20 minutes late and I actually miss my alarm. And when I wake up again, I realize that, oh my God, I'm probably late. I'm thinking. My body immediately grabs that phone again to check with my eyes. I want to see the time. And my eyes tell me that you're 20 minutes late. Immediately, oh my God, I'm late. I don't like being late. And my body chemistry will change and my body will produce adrenaline, and I'll jump in the shower and this adrenaline will help me shower faster. I'll be able to shower, brush my teeth, wash my hair, whatever's left of it anyways, all in 5 minutes. Normally it takes me 15 minutes, but adrenaline helps me perform things faster. That's one of the functions of adrenaline. And you have all these chemicals in your body that affect you, and they're designed to help you do things, achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And emotionally, because you feel that you're late, you feel being late is bad, in this example, I feel guilty. And because I feel guilt, I'm vibing guilt. Next thing you know, I leave for work, eat my breakfast on the way out, and in my commute, there's traffic jam. Or for example, I commute by train, suddenly the train is cancelled or the train is late. And then I tell myself, why out of all the days did this have to happen today? Right? Like everything's just so bad, it's such a bad day. I'm sure you've had one of those days where nothing just seemed to work. Because of a particular belief, your body changes and you act in a certain way, and your emotions and your vibes attract these circumstances. And when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling guilt or fear or whatever it is, or shame, for example, then you tend to attract worse things and things just spiral down, like, oh my God, it's such a bad day. And when you're positive and good things happen and you're feeling lucky, the feeling lucky, somehow things just flow and things just fall into place. And it's actually this system at work. Most things start in the senses because that's how we experience the external world. We see things, we hear things, we taste things, we touch things, etc. And so when you're experiencing the world, depending on what you experience, your mind will then filter out the historian. If you remember in the last episode, the mind will look for past experiences and tell you, oh, this looks like a banana, it's going to taste sweet, it's a fruit. Or, oh, we did that before, it didn't work out, let's not do it again. The mind will control. The mind tends to want to manage risk and control. And you feel a certain way, your emotions, depending on your thoughts. And your emotions will then affect your chemistry. So, for example, if you feel scared, if you see something that you fear, fear makes you go weak. And so, because you have fear, you will have stress hormones, your body will shut down. Ever seen somebody scared versus somebody confident? Somebody with the chemistry of confidence would probably be able to perform the task easier and better. If you're panicking, for example, you had to go make a speech, you had to go on stage and say something in front of a lot of people and you had stage fright, your body chemistry would cause you to just shut down and not be able to say the right words. You're thinking it, but you can't say it because your chemistry is not on your side, simply because of your emotions. So all your experiences go through this cycle, because this is a system that works together, supporting one another. Now, if you're new to this and you don't know about this, it means that your system, all these years that you've been living, has been running on autopilot. Imagine that you're sitting in a car, and you're sitting in the back seat, and the system is driving itself, the car is driving itself. And so you're going wherever your mind takes you, essentially, because you have beliefs that have been given to you by your parents, by your teachers, by people in your life, by circumstances in your life, and you're just allowing this to run randomly on autopilot, and your life is the way your life is. What we're proposing is that you grab the steering wheel and you take control over where this car is going. You take control over your destination, how you want your life to be, where you want to end up, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. And it's first by managing this, and also by harmonizing between your mind, body, and soul. And we'll do that together, step by step, and it's actually quite fun and easy. I hope this gives you a very clear picture on what's going on. Now, I'm going to give you another example, this time a visual example. I want to show you some pictures, and so see how you feel. So let's take a look at pictures of chocolate. I hope you like chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, then you may not completely relate to this example, but I'm sure you'll understand where I'm pointing at. Okay, so how does this picture make you feel? What do you think this tastes like? What about this one? How about this picture? And this picture? What emotions do you feel when you see this picture? And this one? What does this one taste like? What does this one taste like? Do you still want to eat chocolate? Do you still feel the same way about this picture after seeing this picture? After seeing this picture, do you feel the same way about this picture? Okay, so I hope I haven't ruined chocolate for you for the rest of your life. Sorry if I did. The purpose of that exercise was to show you once again how the system works. Assuming that you like chocolate, most people like chocolate, not everyone. If you like chocolate, then when seeing pictures of chocolate, it probably brought up fond memories of eating chocolate, happy emotions, warm feelings when you eat chocolate. Your chemistry probably changed. Some of you may have salivated and are craving for a piece of chocolate right now, whatever chocolate you like, dark, milk, dairy-free, vegan, whatever. So then I showed you a picture of poop. And of course, you would think of eating poop differently than eating chocolate. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, why is he showing me a picture of poop? Your chemistry would change as well. you probably lose your appetite at that point. You're like, oh, I don't want to eat anymore. Even when I showed you chocolate after that, you're like, oh, because you're still thinking about the poo. So every interaction that you have in your life through your senses, you watch something, you see something, you hear something, or you taste something, it affects the equilibrium of your mind, body, and soul. It affects how you feel, it affects your chemistry, it affects your body, and it affects your beliefs and your thoughts. And therefore, it is very important to understand the impact of everything that comes in through our senses. I'll give you another example. TV series. We watch movies, TV series, not everyone again, but a lot of us do. And then you have all this drama, this tension, this conflict, and it consumes your thoughts. And then there's a cliffhanger ending, and you're thinking about what happens next. And you go to work the next day, and you're actually thinking about the movie that you saw, about the fictional characters and the drama that they're facing. And it affects you, and it affects how you live your life. And then there's a character that you like, and you want to emulate that character. You want to be more like that character. It's a fictional character. You know it's fictional, but it feels so real. And it becomes real because the character lives through us. And then the worst thing is when they kill your favorite character, and it's a fictional character that's now gone, passed on in the movie, but we feel like we've lost somebody real in our lives, and we grieve and we feel sad, and it again affects our thoughts and our emotions, and it consumes us. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch movies and TV series. I'm simply saying that you should understand exactly what they can do to you or what they're doing to you. And the same goes for gossip, for news, whether it's about celebrities or people in your social circles. When you listen to news, it affects you. You have beliefs, you have judgments. This is good, this is bad, he shouldn't do this, she shouldn't be like that. It affects your thoughts, again affects your cycle. You decide what's important for you, and you decide what can enter your system through your senses, or what you choose to eliminate, or what you choose to reduce, so that you can have a healthier, more balanced, more happy system. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be happy. I assume you're looking for happiness and peace in your life, and you prefer that over drama, tension, conflict, etc. Another interesting example is how diseases happen in the body. We often hear that people get sick. She got cancer because she was overstressed, or he died at a younger age because he was just living a very stressful life. We hear that a lot, and this diagram actually illustrates how it happens. So when our thoughts are full of stress, our emotions are full of stress, our chemistry also is full of stress. So we produce stress hormones, and our body is overworked. Our biology changes because we're overworking our organs. Everything's working double time, and at one point it just stops, and so that's a very brief, high level explanation of how diseases happen. We'll probably have another episode on health separately. Whatever I've explained to you may seem complicated. You may be thinking now, you're like, oh my God, this is harder than I thought. I thought you said it would be simple. How do I manage my beliefs, my thoughts, my emotions, my vibrations, my senses, my chemistry, my biology, and then there are more layers? How do I manage all this? You don't need to. There's actually a simple hack for you to get started. And then as you manage one layer, you'll be able to manage the other layers step by step by step. Before you know it, you will be in full control over all your layers. Most of the time, if not all the time. And when you lose control, all you got to do is jump back in and you're back. Boom.